Yo, what is up, you guys? I'm coming today with a commentary coming off the new Pre-E3 Nintendo Wii U briefing. That just happened about about an hour and a half ago. I woke up early this morning, 5:15, waiting for it, and yeah, it was pretty interesting actually. They revealed some new information about the Wii U controller, stuff that we didn't know. They started off basically by saying that they want to change the whole, everybody sitting in the living room by themselves, all using some sort of computer device like an iPad or iPod or whatever, or laptops and stuff, and they're all basically in the same room, but they're not, they're not communicating. They're not really together. They're sort of all alone, but they're all together alone. That's what they sort of called it anyway. It was a bit weird, but anyway. Basically, that's something that they said they wanted to change with the Wii U, and that was what they set out to change when they started designing it back in 2008. And so then what they did is they started talking a bit about how the controller has changed from the original version that they showed at E3 2011. On the original version, we had slider pads. That's now changed. They now have thumb sticks, actual sticks, similar to like the ones that are on the Wii Nunchuck. The difference now, of course, is that they've implemented actual clicky sticks, so the sticks can be clicked in like you can do on the Xbox 360 and PS3 controllers, which is good because it means now that we have the same, on the Wii U, basically there's the same number of buttons or the same number of inputs as what you have on those two consoles. And the other thing was that I noticed that unfortunately we don't have the 8 directional slots around the control stick. So if you guys think back to the original GameCube controller, around the control stick we had sort of 8 notches around the control stick that sort of defined the up, down, left, right, and then diagonals in between positions, and made it easier to actually get into the diagonal positions with the control stick. Unfortunately now we don't have that anymore. That was removed for the Wii, and obviously that's now also not on the Wii U controller either, which is a shame because I always liked those little notches. But anyway, I suppose we can't have everything. I'm sure Nintendo have their reasons for removing it. But yeah, so at least we got clicky sticks, analog sticks, and not slider pads, which I think is much better. The Wii U controller itself has been redesigned a little bit, in the sense that now instead of just having a flat back, it's got sort of more grip-like plastic on the back, something to make it easier, I guess, to hold onto the controller, which is good. And another major huge feature that we didn't know about, a few people had speculated in the past that maybe the Wii U controller would be able to control your TV. Well, that is now definitely in. It's been confirmed that we can now actually change channels and stuff on the TV with the Wii U controller. So the Wii U controller functions completely like a TV remote, which is awesome. Hopefully it'll work for all models. I'm sure it will. So that's pretty cool. You can actually just push the TV button on your Wii U controller, which they're now actually calling the Wii U gamepad, apparently named after the NES, the original NES controller back in the 1980s. People used to call it the gamepad, so they've taken up that name now for the Wii U controller. But yeah, you can push, there's a TV button on there, you push the button and basically it'll switch inputs and stuff, and you can choose to either display on the TV or on the Wii U controller, and similarly you can also choose to decide whether or not you control the channels and stuff, or you use it as a game controller, which is pretty cool. What else did they change? Okay, so the other thing that they've implemented is basically the Wii Classic controller gets a bit of an update as well with the Wii U. Now we've got something called the Wii U Pro controller, which is a bit of a mouthful, I guess. So basically, the Wii U Pro controller is, well, I guess there's no other way really to compare it other than directly to an Xbox 360 controller. It basically is an Xbox 360 controller, but of course it's better. It's got well, it's better in some ways, I suppose. It's got the D-pad and the control stick in the same position, the left control stick and the D-pad in the same position as an Xbox 360 controller. The difference now is that on the right side, we've got another stick, but the stick is where the buttons are on the Xbox 360. So the buttons and the stick have been swapped on the right side of the controller, which is interesting. I actually really liked the Xbox 360 controller's buttons and stick placement. Now we have the sticks and the buttons swapped on the right side. I don't know how I feel about that, obviously, until I've got hold of it and actually used it, which no one's done yet. But perhaps that'll change when E3 comes along tomorrow or the day after. I'm not sure. Well, sort of is tomorrow and sort of is the day after. So yeah, look, I mean, I don't know. That's going to be interesting, I suppose. Basically, the two sticks are sort of at the top of the controller. It's sort of like a PS3 controller, just reversed. So it's interesting. But other than that, we've got quickie buttons. We got two triggers. We got traditional controls. We got Wii U gamepad controls. We got Wii pointer controls, Wii Motion Plus. We got gyros, motion sensors, and everything. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use it. The only gripe or the only concern I have, I guess, is that because they've now announced the Wii U Pro controller, which is basically a standard traditional controller, the only thing I'm concerned about is that maybe what will happen now is developers will just not bother to develop for like any they won't bother developing any unique features to take advantage of, you know, the second screen, the touch screen functionality. So I mean, I'm sure some of the lazier devs will just, you know, port games over and not worry about it, but hopefully there'll be some more devs that are out there that are sort of more ambitious, a bit more brave, more, you know, adventurous, and what they'll do is hopefully try to make some unique features for the Wii U touchpad and stuff, for the gamepad, sorry. So I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. The other thing I'm concerned about, I guess, is that you know, Nintendo have sort of unveiled this whole new online sort of system where you can help each other, and you can like do it through Twitter and that kind of thing. They've also sort of shown off some video conferencing where you can you know, talk to people over the internet, have like your Wii U controller as a camera, I guess. Obviously we know that the Wii U controller has an inbuilt camera. It's also got an inbuilt microphone, which is awesome, by the way. I think I'll just touch on that quickly, because I definitely prefer to have an inbuilt microphone into the controller rather than using a headset, because the headset means that I can't use headphones with the headset, which is a major problem for me, especially when I'm playing like on Xbox Live and stuff. You know, I prefer to be able to use headphones, and I can't really do that if I want to chat, because obviously I need to have the headset on. It's not very comfortable having a headset with, you know, headphones on as well. So that sort of isn't a problem with the Wii U now, because, you know, we got the microphone built directly into the controller. Of course, if we have headphones on, hopefully we'll be able to hear them. Hopefully we can determine, we can sort of choose where we want the sound to come through. If it comes through the speaker on the controller, or hang on, is there a speaker on the controller? I don't know. Well, there must be, I suppose, but we'll see. Yeah, so, you know, that's pretty cool, I suppose. The only thing I'm sort of concerned about now is, will Nintendo sort of keep supporting this, or will they sort of drop off, and will third parties support it, like the Wii U for like maybe for the original Wii, for just like from a year or two or whatever, and then drop off and just, you know, forget about it. I suppose what will determine that is really what happens with the next consoles from Microsoft and Sony, if they're significantly more powerful, and if games can be ported over to the Wii U from those new consoles. We know that there's going to be easy ports from PS3 and Xbox 360 to Wii U, but what about from the new consoles? If they're significantly more powerful, then, you know, it's unlikely that developers will continue supporting the Wii U after they've made the shift to the new consoles from Sony and Microsoft. So that's the other concern I have. But I guess we'll find out a bit about that next year, I suppose, when those consoles come out. But for now, thanks for watching, and let's keep an eye out on the next conference from Nintendo tomorrow.